ultra competitive skating, you see a huge dropout at age 15. The United States Figure Skating Association would like to see a change. There has definitely been awareness around injury prevention, cross-training, off-ice training, and how do we keep people in the sport? How do we make it so that it's not so much like gymnastics where your career is over at 15? How do we create more bridges for people to continue their education? So we're in Salt Lake City, Utah at the Salt Lake City Sports Complex. It's also known as the Steiner Aquatic Center. And this is the 21st year of the Adult National Championships, and it's a great energy. We've got 2 rinks here during the day. There's vendors everywhere, and it's just got a great energy, so it'll be an exciting championship to watch.
Adult figure skating actually has many different levels. So you could be an adult beginner at 50 years old. You can also be a master. So some of these men and women out here are well out of the mainstream competitive range for figure skaters. So you'll see people out here doing triple jumps, which is the level of competitive jumps that people are doing in the Olympics. And they are 55, 60 years old. These are truly lifelong athletes that have kept it up, and they are doing the same caliber of competitive figure skating that some Olympians are doing. It's truly incredible to come watch.
Just coming back to this venue every year to see friends, the camaraderie between us. We're all cheering for each other. There's never any bad or ill feelings, but we are competitive. We are competitors against each other, but we will push each other as well. We'll push each other to get them through anything. So it's a great feeling to be a part of a special group of people. And I would say that all competitors at Adult Nationals are a very special bunch.
I want to see community. I want to see skaters out there for the joy of it, skaters that haven't stopped, skaters that started when they were 50 years old and have been doing it for 15 years. So that's the kind of spirit that's here. So getting to see them skate and then getting to compete myself was perfect for me, because you're not in this really competitive mind frame. You're like, you know what? I have been doing this, I have been practicing so hard, and I get to show them what I can do. And so that's where it's a little bit different. The competition's a little bit, it's not as fierce.
There is nothing better than the hugs and the kisses of friends that you haven't seen since last year. That's one of the reasons that the adults come together. I mean, it's a social event. It's a party event. We're very serious about our skating, and so we all cheer and applaud and that to each other. We also know that there's a world out there besides skating. We all have families and work and parents and obligations.
To have a family and children and a job and a career, plus a training schedule. So most competitive figure skaters, when you're younger, you are homeschooled, and so you train all day long, and that's what you do all day. But these adults have families and careers, and they still find the time to train. And they're waking up at 5 a.m. to get it in. So it's incredible what they're doing.
Almost everyone is in the stands, many of them skate, many of them are competing in this event, so they're here supporting their fellow skaters. They know how hard it is for an adult skater. You work, you have families, you're dealing with injuries. And I think it's not about whether you skate your program perfectly or you land all your jumps or your dances are perfect. It's that you're out there. And I think that spirit, for the last 21 years, it hasn't changed a bit. It's the spirit of people supporting each other when they skate. Everybody is competing, they're serious, it's high-level skating, but we know why we're here. We know how hard we had to work to get here. And I think this atmosphere, it's been that way for 21 years. And as the week goes on and we get into the weekend, it'll just grow as some of the higher level events start going out, and it's just nonstop excitement. So I love it.
When I quit, I was just focusing on school and work, and there was too much on my plate. And so I trained very hard. I used to be a triple jump skater. I used to be kind of close to the level that you maybe see on TV. that the casual spectator sees. And when I left, I was burnt out, but you know, about 2009 or so, when I was about 8 years away from the sport, it was time to challenge myself again. And I also just felt I had spent so many years working on the sport that it would be a waste of my talent to never do it again. So I just really gave myself the challenge for 6 months to see what I could do with it, and then either quit skating or continued competing with it.
It's an addictive sport. It gets in your blood and you just love it. And I think there's so many facets to it. It's intricate, it's technical, it's got an emotional piece where it's passionate. It gets in your soul. And I think despite what it takes to get there, you just get hooked and you love it.
I began skating actually as an adult. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with ice stands. I was a big soccer player before that, so physically I wasn't afraid of falling and those kinds of things many adults are a little leery of. And I've been skating ever since, and I really enjoy it. It's good exercise. It's a feel-good sport. So when you're skating, you can just sort of feel free and just open yourself up to your movement or things like that. So I really enjoy it very much.
For me, I think being here is there's a little bit of an electricity in this building and being here finally to compete. And actually it's kind of fun to be out there, really. Probably for me personally, I get a little bit of anxiety before I get on the ice because there's that waiting period and you kind of have to keep yourself warmed up and ready to go. But once you're out on the ice, it's all about just settling in and kind of putting your body on autopilot in a way, because you've trained and trained and trained, and it's just go out there and do your job.
I can remember when I first started skating, there were no adult competitions, and I actually competed with 12-year-olds. And at the time, I really didn't care. I was just happy that I was able to do this, a dream from a little kid. But if I had to go back and do it again, I think I would feel a little self-conscious about standing up next to a 12-year-old, someone in their 40s. But watching it grow, the venue for adults, and the opportunities for us, there's so many of them now where there weren't any before. And it's a great feeling to be a part of that, to help make it grow and influence it over these years.
We're really excited that the skating here in Utah has grown to the point where we can bring in such big events. We're excited for the opportunities it gives the community, brings people in, and it gives just people a look into how amazing the sport can be. One of the things that they're actually really excited about is, since this is their 21st year, that officially the competition itself is now adult, that they are actually going to be honoring a bunch of skaters that have actually participated in every single adult nationals, all 21 of them. So during the opening ceremonies, when we're performing, they're going to bring them out on the ice and actually kind of throw them a 21st birthday.
I believe I can speak for all 9 of us. We are very appreciative of the recognition that they give us. I think it's going to be hard for any one of the 9 of us to actually stop now. I think we have to keep going and going and going until we're not able to do it ever again. I know over the years, a lot of us have said, this is going to be our last one, this is going to be our last one, but I think after year 15, you haven't heard any of us say that since then. So I don't think we'll ever stop.
Watching it evolve from just a little competition to what it has come now and what it means now. It's still evolving, and hopefully it will continue. I think it will. We all love it. I want to continue doing it until I physically, mentally, and whatever can't do it. I figure maybe in my 90s I won't be able to. We'll see.